Hi Cancerians, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. I'm really sorry that I'm not late with your readings, the 23rd, but there were, I think it was, what was it, 7 were uploaded. 7 videos, well 14 if you look at the monthly and the Gypsy Tarots were uploaded. I'd already done your readings anyway, and they were already on the system. But they weren't published yet because I wanted to get these Gypsy Tarots out of the way, Gypsy Tarot spreads out of the way for the next 6 months, and that's why the videos won't put up. But anyway, I'm coming to you with this now. For this reading, my darlings, I am using the Anna K Tarot, alright, for your main reading, and we're using the clarifiers of the Lenormand as well with this, which I like using. It's a very good source of divination, very technical though. So we're going to see what's coming in for you guys over the next 6 months. Universe Spirit, show me what's coming in for the zodiac sign of Cancer. Show me what's coming in for the zodiac sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Cancerian, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the month between April 2017 and September 2017. What's coming in for Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising signs? Show me their mental and emotional state. Show me their present situation for Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Show me the hopes and desires that Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising signs will have over between April and September 2017. What are their expectations? What are the hidden factors, so things that they're not quite seeing coming in as yet over the next 6 months? Show me the immediate future within that 6 month time frame for Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising signs, and the overall outcome. Show me. Alright, so we've shuffled the cards, Cancerians. We're going to split the deck into 3. Collect it back up like so. And we're just going to start laying the cards from, top to bottom. So we've got the 7 cards, 3 lines of 7. Okay, the top represents your, your mental area. So maybe what you're thinking or the situation that's going on for you. The middle will represent how this is manifesting in the mental and emotional, in the present, in the hopes and desires, in the expectations. The hidden factors is not what you're manifesting, it's more what you're not seeing coming in. The immediate future, what's manifesting there in the overall outcome, and the reasons why. So this is the reason. So this is usually a past situation going on here that's happening. Okay, so that's falling out of sync there. And here. It's hard because these cards go a bit slippery, slidery. There we go. Alright, so there we are. The cards are laid down. Hopefully you can see everything here. So what's going on around the mental and emotional? What's the situation? Well, it's strength. Strength card means many things, as the cards do, because they're multifaceted. So strength, what are a few words that we can band around with strength? Ego, tug of war, soulmate, lust, patience, resilience, restraint, confidence, overcoming of obstacles. All of these types of words we can signify with strength. Leo, for example, dealing with a strong opponent. All of those words you can kind of relate to what the strength card is. So the situation, how do we read strength maybe as a situation around what's going on here mentally? How's it, because this is the card that will manifest. This will be the manifestation of this one here. So for some of you guys, it might be a situation in which, it might be a soulmate relationship. I have to read strength as being a soulmate relationship because it's 2 opposing forces that, they've learned to compromise. Another word for the strength card is about a compromise between two, because you've got the lady here, her name is Strength, and you've got Leo the Lion, and Leo the Lion is just as strong as this. She's named Strength because she's very strong, and this is Leo the Lion. We know that lions rule the jungle, so these are 2 sources of strength here, and they're having to work together. So sometimes this can be a soulmate relationship where there's opposing forces that need to work together. For some of you guys, the focus might be on overcoming an obstacle. For some of you, it might be that you are in a situation that you're needing to remain strong. Also, this card represents words like self-belief, inner confidence, all of those things that show up with the strength card. What's manifesting there mentally and emotionally? This should shed a bit more light on it. Well, we've got the King of Cups, and the King of Cups is a lovely card because, it could be that mentally and emotionally you are focused mentally, emotionally on a King of Cups. It could be a Pisces, Cancerian, or Scorpio individual potentially. But it can also be when you get the King of Cups mentally, you're, you know, again, this is a strength card in itself, the King of Cups, because it represents someone who mentally is very calm. So mentally and emotionally, you might be needing or finding that you're going to need to be very calm in a situation, because that's what the King of Cups is. When you're a king, remember, you take charge of a situation, and you will take charge of that situation pertaining to what the suit is. So when we get, say, for example, a King of Pentacles, this is somebody who takes charge of finances or material aspects within their world. They know how to control a situation around that, whether that be the family finances, whether that be their working conditions, whether that be that they're extraordinarily popular, whether they know how to deal with the opposite sex, whatever the case is. You know, that's what a king is. It takes charge of a situation. When you're a King of Cups, you take charge of your own emotions. So for me, the queens derive the knowledge, and the kings act out the knowledge of the queens. The queens are extraordinarily instrumental within the tarot, because they say that the queens really, for me, are the source for which, you know, we act out in the king energy. So a Queen of Cups, for example, which is the counterpart to the King of Cups, well, she finds her way emotionally. She's the one that will sit down and have a word with herself, and she'll say, okay, why didn't this situation work out? Let me think about the situation from all sides so that I can sort of reach some form of solution here emotionally within myself. And once she reaches that solution, the Queen of Cups, she passes the baton on to the King, and the King enacts this in the everyday world. So mentally, you're at the top. Mentally, there's nothing here to resolve. Mentally and emotionally, you're dealing with something when you're a King of Cups. All right, you're acting out what you have actually derived from the knowledge of the Queen energy here. And that could be because there's a situation here that you're needing to be very strong around. Why is it mentally that you're the King of Cups here? Because of the Wheel of Fortune. So there might be that there are changes coming in here. And, you know, it's a good card because the wheel is in the upright. So, you know, the thing with the tarot is a lot of readers say that the Wheel of Fortune, if it's in the upright, talks about good changes, and it can. It really, really can. But you get that Wheel of Fortune and then the Five of Pentacles. We could read it as a sentence and say that be a change in your finances, especially if you're going through something terrible. But I've often found that you get a Wheel of Fortune and then the Five of Pentacles, it means there's a change for the worse, because the Five of Pentacles comes afterwards. So it could be that there's going to be a change in fortunes, and it might be a bit of a downturn. So dependent on what this card follows after it or before it is dependent for me how the wheel changes and where it changes, because the Wheel of Fortune is always going round and round and round. Okay, so Wheel of Fortune for me is a 50-50 situation going on. So even though it looks like a lucky card, and it is at the best of time a lucky card, you've also got to recognise that sometimes things are outside of our control when you get the Wheel of Fortune energy. So it could be, Cancerians, that there is a situation that's out of your control, and therefore it feeds through to the crowning area saying, well, I'm going to need to be really, really strong about this. And how does that strength manifest? Well, it means keeping a cool, calm head around the situation, and also just making sure that you temper your emotions around it, which the King of Cups does. What's happening in the present situation for you guys? Well, we've got the Ace of Rods, and the Ace of Rods, it's the Ace of Wands. So it says that the seeds, the focus might be on the seeds of something opening up. When you get the Ace of Rods, this is really about planting a seed and watching it grow, okay? It's about the manifestation. There are certain cards within the tarot that mean that something is manifesting, all right, literally before your eyes, okay? So you can see it. So cards like the Ace of Rods, cards like the Ace of Pentacles, cards like the Magician, it's all really the aces. All right, cards like the Ace of Cups, where it's more that there is a newfound realisation, emotional realisation that's starting on the inner. But on the outer, what you literally look at and what you literally see manifesting, it's an Ace of Wands or it's an Ace of Pentacles, because the swords represent ideas and the cups represent emotions. But when you want to look at something that has fire energy to it or earth energy to it, for me, Ace of Wands is literally inspiration. So inspiration is starting to manifest. But also because it's a wand card, it says for me that it starts to really start to take shape. Okay, so there's something here that's taking shape. Seeds are starting to sprout. Possibly there's new inspiration that you're focusing on here, okay? New ideas, a new set of beliefs with this Ace of Rods. And what's coming in as a result of that in the present? You're experiencing the Five of Cups energy here, okay? So the Five of Cups represents loss, and it represents sadness, and it represents the focus on something that has left you, or it represents a breakup of a relationship here, okay? So your focus is around the Ace of Rods here. But this is a forced thing, I feel, because we go from this lovely Ace of Rods down to the Five of Cups energy. And this is such a positive card that shows up here in the focus area around the present situation, Cancerians. So your focus is on something really positive with the Ace of Rods. So why is it as a result of this that the Five of Cups is recognised? Well, it might be that there are sacrifices that need to be made here. Because if we've got something here in the mental or the situation that is starting up with the Ace of Rods, which is what this is, it's a start-up situation because aces represent seed, so they're not fully flourished. You know, there is an idea that's starting to take shape here with you guys, and it could be that it involves, as a result of that, that something will need to be sacrificed. I don't feel that you've lost something here. I feel that you're about to with this Five of Cups energy because of this energy around here, which is why around the mental and emotional you guys are needing to be strong, because it might be that there is something that is out of your control with that Wheel of Fortune, and you're needing mentally and emotionally with that King of Cups. If it's not, and this can be you because you're Cancerian, with this King of Cups energy, you're needing to keep a level head around this, and that's because new ideas, a new concept is starting to open up to you guys, and as a result of that, you've recognised that, you know, this might leave somebody hurt, you hurt. You might have to, you know, sacrifice friendships. Three of Cups on the Five of Cups downturn is a card about friendships that are broken. So it might be that some of you guys are having to let something go. What is the reason for that, though? Because of the Queen of Pentacles. This is for your own self-preservation. Queen of Pentacles represents security and stability financially, okay? If you look at the Queen of Pentacles, it's a good reason, though, which is what the Queen of Pentacles is. Queen of Pentacles recognises the theme of self-value. So when you get a Queen of Pentacles, this isn't just somebody who's focused on her living environment, on the money that she earns, on the, you know, the weekly bills, on the shopping, on the kids, on the husband. This is somebody who says, I'm recognising my own self-value as a person. So what means what to me? You know, this is what it is. She looks at, often on the tarot cards, what you find is that this queen here is holding a pentacle in her hand. So she's viewing the pentacle. Okay, and this is somebody who's looking at a situation. It's common sense. So really what I feel is that in the present situation here, your focus is around new ideas, okay, new inspiration, things that are starting to take shape. But as a result of those things that are taking shape, your focus is on what you're going to have to lose in terms of those things taking shape here. It's a new idea that's come to you. It's a realisation with the Ace of Rods. And that is, it's manifesting as well. This might be something that I'll need to give up here. And that's because of the Queen of Pentacles energy. Well, maybe it just makes sense in the long run to do this. What are your hopes and desires? Well, it's around the Knight of Rods. So there might be the focus on a move, because the Knight of Rods often means a change in location or a change of direction. So it could be there's something around a move here that you're focusing on. Oh, God, what have I done? Here we go. That goes there, doesn't it? I'm sure that goes there. Oh, God, please don't go there. Oh, can't believe that. That did go there, didn't it, guys? Hope it did. So the move card. And what is it that's manifesting in terms of your hopes around this? Two of Pentacles is a hope. Well, it might be that as a result of a move, you're hoping to achieve some form of balance. Okay? Because when you look at the Two of Pentacles, this is about somebody who does a balancing act. And they're juggling all of the balls in the air quite successfully. All right? Two of Pentacles can often mean a decision, okay? It could be that you're hoping to make a decision with the Two of Pentacles, but it also represents with the Two of Pentacles, well, look how he's balancing the Two Pentacles here quite successfully in the air, all right? He's not dropping any one of those. So it's about, well, maybe I can manage this. This is about management and adjustment when you get Two of Pentacles showing up in a reading. So it might be, you know, I don't think this is adjustment though. I feel that this is more to manage. Your hopes are to manage something here, probably in a better way. Because maybe, just maybe, your focus around the Strength card in the mental and emotional is that you need patience here. Because things are changing with that Wheel of Fortune, and they might be out of your control, which is why you're needing mentally and emotionally to keep a level head emotionally and mentally with that King of Cups area. In the present situation, there is a new realisation opening up to you guys. Okay, it could even be a new job potentially with this Ace of Rods. Ace of Rods, Ace of Pentacles often represent new positions that are offered to us. And as a result of that, the realisation is in the present that you're going to have to lose something, give something up, sacrifice something, and that's because of your own self-preservation. It makes common sense with the Queen of Pentacles energy. So therefore, in the expectations, well, the focus might be around moving home or moving location or some big change that you're looking to move towards. And as a result of that, what you'll be hoping for with the Two of Pentacles is maybe to put things into order finally, especially if you're looking to sacrifice something here. And what's the reason for your hopes being the Two of Pentacles? Well, there you go, Nine of Pentacles shows up. Nine of Pentacles represents the attainment of independence, the attainment of wealth, the attainment of riches, the attainment of comfort. A lot of Pentacle cards showing up for you guys right now. You know, we've got, how many? We've got 1, 2, 3 Pentacle cards so far. So a lot of this might be on a material situation happening here, just for the fact that we've got, how many Cup cards have we got? We've got 1, 2 Cup cards here, and we've got 2 Major Arcanas, and we've got 1 Wand card here. So this is an inspiration. This is an idea. This is a new realization. It's fire energy. It's suddenly, wow, okay, I've got it. I've got the idea. I've got the realization around what I need to do in the present situation. This is what the focus is. The focus is on concepts, things starting up with the Ace of Rods, and the realization, something's starting to take shape here. It's starting to happen with the Ace of Rods, and as a realization of that, there is, you know, the realization that there's going to be loss, there's going to be a sacrifice that some of you guys are going to need to make, because it might be dependent on finances. All right, with the Queen of Pentacles, it makes sense. What about my own self-preservation, that type of thing? We do, have another Wand card here, Knight of Wands, ruled by Sagittarius, the house of long distance journeys, travel. So it could be something around travel your focus is on, and that's why you're hoping with the Two of Pentacles. Could be, yeah, put things into balance here with the Two of Pentacles. You know, I need to balance things out. I need to get things on an even keel, and that's because I need this. I need, you know, some form of security and stability around me for myself with this Nine of Pentacles energy here. What's going on in your expectations? Well, it's focused on possibly financial instability. Not just financial instability, but also cutting yourself off from somewhere that's quite safe. Because Five of Pentacles, when this card shows up in a reading, it's not just about financial instability. It's actually about cutting yourself off from what you know. The Pentacles here, this is a church, all right? And we know that the church is a safe haven, but we don't know the reasons why these people are no longer in this safe haven. They're taking themselves out of the church. Are they looking to get in, or are they looking to get out? This is the card of severance and separation, but it's also the card of abandonment. So for some of you guys, it might be around the expectation that if you do something for yourself here, you might be sacrificing. We can see here a correlation between the Five of Cups energy, where you're in your present situation, you're kind of looking at sacrificing maybe friendships, that type of thing. Something you don't want to do, but it's a necessary evil here if you're going to advance yourself with the Queen of Pentacles energy here. And around the expectation, your focus is on the Five of Pentacles. So it could be being out in the world alone. It could be maybe that because you sacrifice friendship, you'll be cast out, or people won't want to know, or they won't want to speak to you. But it could also be because you're having to sacrifice something maybe for your own financial advancement, or for your own advancement per se with this. Because what you're hoping for is, hopes are based on this Nine of Pentacles, financial attainment and comfort and independence and success with that Nine of Pentacles. It might be, Cancerians, that your focus around the Five of Pentacles is not so much financial instability, but more about instability in terms of friendships with the Five of Pentacles. And how does that manifest in terms of what your expectations are? Well, you're expecting a fresh start with the Ace of Cups, and I believe that this is around friendships with the Five of Pentacles, because this is what your hopes are based on, the Nine of Pentacles. So why then would you be focused in terms of expectations around financial instability? It wouldn't make any sense to me. This would say that because in the present you're looking to make a sacrifice, potentially to do with a friendship, a relationship, then you're expecting maybe that this person isn't going to speak to you. Maybe the place of safety that you've been in is no longer what you're going to have. And that's why you're expecting, as a result of this, a fresh start with the Ace of Cups. But why are you expecting this Ace of Cups as the fresh start? What's it based on? Well, there we go. Eight of Cups shows that you're walking away, you're leaving somewhere. Some of you guys are looking to leave something behind. Okay? And it's feeding through to, well, you know, bloody hell, if I leave it behind, I'm going to be cut off from a certain group or a certain section of society or whatever it is. But you want to, you know, you want to move forward. This is what it's all about for you, I feel, over the next 6 months. What are the hidden factors? Well, we've got the Nine of Cups showing up. Now, the hidden factors you can't influence because this is what's coming in. So the situation around the hidden factors will be about happiness, success, but also, you know, it will be with the Nine of Cups to say that wishes are being fulfilled here. Also, this is a card about feeling content, smug, happy with friends, a time of joy, great abandon. You know, so there's an enjoyment being the situation. The situation around what you're not seeing is around, you know, a lot of celebration going on here and wishes being fulfilled. But what's manifesting in the hidden? Well, the Page of Rods, and this is lovely. So what you're not seeing with the Page of Rods here, if you look at this little boy, there's a natural curiosity that shows up with this individual, Cancerians, okay? So this person wants to see what's on the other side of the wall. He looks across and he says, oh, what's out there? Wow, this is a new experience, I feel, that's coming to some of you guys over the next 6 months from what I can see from this reading, okay? Because, you know, you've got fears about leaving someone or something behind, but you're doing it because you have to advance yourself financially, in terms of your own independence, in terms of, you know, how you navigate yourself through the world. It doesn't make any sense for some of you guys to stick with a situation that doesn't seem to be helping you to spiritually, mentally, emotionally grow. So I feel that over the next 6 months, we're looking at a time, Cancerians, where some of you guys might be looking at your own personal growth. And in order to do that, you need to make sacrifices, because it's as a result of this very happy kind of inspirational and positive card, the Eight of Rods, that in the present you're doing this, the Five of Cups. It's goodbye with the Five of Cups. It's surrendering to the loss of a situation. But that's because of the Queen of Pentacles energy. The Queen of Pentacles energy says, well, actually, you know, I want to build something that's really stable for myself, and I have to put myself first, and I have to look at what my own values are in this world and in this life of mine. Okay, so therefore my focus is on change and movement with the Knight of Rods, possibly even changing location, because I want to put my life into order with this Two of Pentacles. And what's the reason for that? Because I want my independence. I want to feel good about my life. I want to feel free, which is what, you know, Nine of Pentacles can mean that you feel free, or it can mean that you feel in a gilded cage. We don't have any cards around this that surround and nobody wants to put themselves in a gilded cage, not unless you need some time out for yourself. So you might actually need time out for yourself as well with this Nine of Pentacles energy here, because this is essentially somebody who's on their own. So it might be that you need some time out for yourself, or it might simply mean that you're looking for financial advancement maybe with this Nine of Pentacles, something better. So you know the focus around your expectations is, this isn't financial instability. This is more, I'm not going to, you know, your focus is on the Five of Pentacles. It's more that, you know, there's going to be, you know, a severance of relationships here, I feel, with these Five of Pentacles. But as a result of this, you're expecting a fresh start with the Ace of Cups, because you're leaving something behind that no longer serves you. You don't feel the passion for it. It doesn't make you grow. When you get the Eight of Cups, this is about leaving behind a situation that is no longer satisfactory. All right, this person is walking away. This person here is walking away because they're advancing themselves higher. So this is all about advancing yourself higher and leaving behind a situation that no longer serves you or satisfies you or fulfills you any longer, especially on an emotional basis. In your hope, in your hidden factors, what you're not seeing is things are working out really well, because the focus will be on getting probably to know a different set of people, maybe with the Nine of Cups, or having your wishes fulfilled, or just having a really joyful time. You can see especially this girl here. Where is she? Here. She's got her arms up in the air. This one here's got its arms up in the air. Lots of dancing, lots of jokes. You know, some of you guys might be going off to university or something like that, because it is the April to September. So it's, you know, a time of enjoyment that the focus is on in the hidden factors. And as a result of that, we have the Page of Rods. This is somebody who's set out on a new journey. This is somebody who is exploring a new side to themselves. They're exploring new journeys, new creativity. They're curious to see what's on the other side of life. And what's the reason for that? Because you have the Six of Cups. And this, for me, in this particular deck, is a wish that's been fulfilled. But also the Six of Cups, for me, says that, you know, well, if the energy around your hidden factors is showing the Six of Cups being the reason for this, it's saying that, you know, you had a wish. You've wished upon a star. Look at how they look up to the stars. And they've got such aspirations that they want to fulfill with this Six of Cups. This is the dreamlike state that you guys are in. And that's why it's feeding through to the energies being that this is going to be fulfilled for you. And as a result of that, that manifests in the Page of Rods. You're starting out on something new for some of you guys and you're really enjoying it. You know, you're curious. You're, you know, interested in what's on the other side of the situation here. What's happening in the immediate future around this? So we've got the High Priest. So for some of you guys, the energies around the High Priest are about conformity. All right, it can be that the energies around the immediate future with that High Priest will be on a good friend, good guidance counselor, somebody who's really good at advising you. They're good at, you know, they're able to impart some really good wisdom. But sometimes this with the High Priest, especially if any of you guys are going away to university, High Priest can mean like a university or a place of learning that some of you guys are going to here with the High Priest. So the energies might be around perhaps a place of learning, a university, for example, with the High Priest card. But this can also be, you know, a time where you are learning something with the High Priest, just in general, because that's what the High Priest does. High Priest, it's a Hierophant card in the normal, in the Rider-Waite energy, Cancerians. So the High Priest, the focus on this is learning new things, okay? But it can also be around a time of having to toe the line, so having to adhere to policies and adhere to rules and regulations, which is what you get with the High Priest. But how is this manifesting in terms of the immediate future? Some of you guys with the Hermit, I can see that you'd probably be going through a place of learning, because the Hermit is also a learning card when you get this card, okay? So sometimes this will represent somebody who's going through a new sense of, you know, a new mode of study. So I can see how that would work, especially if this is the university and this is you like guys studying for something. However, it could be for some of you guys, you know, we can see how the cards are so light here. In fact, they are very complex together. They show real complexities with Cancerians over the next 6 months. But everything is channeled towards something that's quite optimistic, and it's for your benefit, and you're doing it for your benefit because you know it's the right thing to do. The hidden factors are showing there's good times coming in with these three cards, but in the immediate future, this might be something that you're also getting used to, because you've got this High Priest being the focus point. So the situation, and if this is not a university or a place of learning with these two cards, then this for me will be, you know, you're having to adhere to a set of rules, and it might be as a result of that what manifests is you guys, some of you guys feeling a sense of, oh, I do feel a little bit out of the situation, to be perfectly honest with you, because the Hermit can also mean withdrawal, and it can mean introspection, and it can mean re-evaluation. But why do we have the Hermit as the overall outcome? Well, because of the Ace of Pentacles, and you know, it's not a bad card, is it? The Ace of Pentacles, it doesn't say Ten of Swords there, or it doesn't say the Nine of Swords or anything like that. So I feel for some of you guys, you know, you've got the Ace of Pentacles and it says that situations are just about starting to take shape. And I feel that this is really getting used to something here, okay? I'm seeing that you're getting used to something with some of you guys with the Hermit energy, because it's because of the Ace of Pentacles. Something new has just started up for you, and it's just starting to take shape. It's starting to develop again with that Ace of Pentacles energy. All right, so it could be feeding through to the High Priest. And the High Priest also means to be serious, and it means to be dedicated as well. So it might also be that your focus will be on absolute piety and dedication to a cause here. And that's manifesting as the Hermit, where you're really getting down to stuff with this Hermit card. You're really putting your attention and focus, especially when it comes to the inner work, or especially, you know, it might be, you know, this Ace of Pentacles is a new job for some of you guys, and you're really paying attention to it with the Hermit card. So some of this, for you guys, some of you, it might be that it's the time to get really down to something with this Hermit energy. All right, it means, you know, taking a little bit of time out. You're going to have fun here. It's in the hidden factors. There's huge fun coming in for you. But it's saying, you know, firstly, in the immediate future, it will be a time to get down to work with those three cards. And what's the overall outcome? Well, you got the Four of Rods. Four of Rods shows success is the overall outcome, okay? So the energies around the overall outcome is the Four of Wands. And that is a successful completion of a situation within the first 6 months, okay? So Four of Wands says, you know, I've been successful in building something. So we're at the end of the first stage now, and it's been quite successful. And what comes underneath that? The King of Rods, okay? So, you know, the overall outcome is the King of Rods, confidence, all right? So I see you guys as being really, really confident, possibly as a result of this, what you're learning, what you're knowing, what you're getting used to here. It's making you really, really confident here, Cancerians, with the King of Rods energy. And what's the reason for this confidence? The Eight of Rods. So the Eight of Rods represents messages, that type of thing. So messages, time of proactiveness, but you know, if you look at the Eight of Rods on this, you can easily see that somebody's being handed a message. So you've had some good news come to you with the Eight of Rods energy. Alright, and you can really see a way forward. This is successful completion of this situation with the Four of Rods. You're manifesting in the overall outcome, you guys feeling really, really confident. Possibly because you've had some really good feedback about the work, and you can see that you've got work going on here, because the focus will be on the Hierophant, piety, dedication, okay, to a new religion, a new order, for example, because this is religion and it's order with the Hierophant. So it could possibly be that there is, and it's not to say it's a new, you know, it's a cult, or it's, you know, it's something that's really kind of, you know, limiting, not at all. But this is a new order. This is an order that's coming. It's a new one as well, because you seem to have left something behind here. So there's a new order coming in here with the Hierophant, in which you show much dedication. It's manifesting as the Hermit. When you get the Hermit, this is also dedication to, you know, discovery, to enlightenment, to, you know, finding out the mysteries of a situation. So a lot of learning going on here, and that's because of the Ace of Pentacles. You're just at the start of a journey here, but it's starting to really take shape for you. And we can see your confidence growing, excuse me, with this King of Rods energy. Looks like you've been receiving some very, very good feedback around this situation. Excuse me. So, brilliant, brilliant reading, Cancerians. We're just going to get some clarifiers. Sorry if I was slurping on that video, my throat was a bit dry. I want to see why you're upset with the Five of Cups. What's the reason for Cancerians being upset with the Five of Cups in the present situation within the next 6 months? Why are they upset with the Five of Cups? Show me 2 to 3 cards from the top of the deck of the Lenormand, please. Why are Cancerians being upset with the Five of Cups? Show me. The Lady, the Snake. That's interesting. Why have we got the Lady? So we've got you're upset because of a lady. The Snake. Sometimes this can be a wealthy lady or something, and the Letter. That's interesting. Sometimes, you know, snake and letter is maybe not great news or something like that. Just going to have a little think about this energy here, because it's very interesting that we've got this snake card especially. I want to figure that one out, because we've got snake and the letter, and sometimes this is news, because you've got some letter here, you've got some communication. So sometimes this is bad news. So lady, you know, sends bad news or something like that. So maybe this is you guys, the lady, okay? Whether you're male or female. Sorry guys, but on the Lenormand, if a lady is a lady, it's a lady. But, you know, lady sends bad news, or, you know, news from a woman. So it might be, it doesn't have to be bad news. I mean, you know, if you're the ones that are sending the news, this is why you're upset here, because you're having to, you know, say something, you're having to declare something to someone. If this is somebody who's sending you news, then this snake and the lady is, you know, it's news from a woman. So we've got news coming in from someone here. It might be that you've been accepted to something, and this is why you're upset, because of the news that you've received, because you realise that this is about your advancement with the Queen of Pentacles energy. All right, it doesn't show, you know, tower or death or anything, but it shows advancement here. It shows that you're upset because of some news that you've either going to have to send, or something maybe that you've received here. I'm going to see why you're the King of Rods in the outcome. Why is Cancerians the King of Rods in the outcome? Why are they the King of Rods in the overall outcome for this 6 month 21 card Gypsy Tarot spread? Why are the Cancerians the King of Rods? Show me. Because it was a difficult decision to move ahead. You've got Sickle, Mountain and Ship. When you get the Sickle, it's a decision card, but the Mountain means that it was difficult to make. So this was a difficult decision here with the Sickle, and this was to move. You got the Ship card, and the Ship means movement. Okay, so for me, you know, you're proud of yourself with the King of Wands. Overall outcome shows confidence, because it was a really difficult decision here. We can see that, you know, we can see that, you know, a message was received, or you know, you've had to send a message here, okay, and you didn't want to do it because it was difficult to. If it's you sending the message, it was bad news, you might have had to relay over the next 6 months. All right, But, you know, if it's, somebody sending you a message, it's good for you, but it might not be so good for somebody else. And that's why, you know, the sacrifice has to be made. All right? And that's why, in the outcome, you're very proud of yourself. Because I feel, you know, you've got decision, but the mountain means a decision was blocked over a movement with the ship. So it might have been that it was a difficult, you know, the mountain is difficult. And then the sickle means, you know, a decision that needs to be made. So, you know, it was a difficult decision to move, I feel, with these cards here. But you did it, okay? So I think it's going to be a very good 6 months. I do feel there are going to be some sacrifices some of you guys are going to need to make. But it's all in the aid of your own kind of self-advancement. And you're really putting, for some of you guys, you're going to be looking to put yourself first. All right, that's your reading, Cancerians, for the next 6 months. I would like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe. And I'll speak to you guys again in May. Take care.